Hello there everybody and welcome back to Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. My name is Will, this is An Ecologist Plays, and we are here to learn about the plants and animals in this amazing world. Now, we have a quest to go take out the RDA, which is located at right over there at Pneumatic Tower Echo. So we're going to head in that direction, about, well, basically south from where we currently are, and we're going to take out a few RDA members along the way, and then hopefully also be able to talk about some stuff. So let's head out and see what we can find. And of course, if you have any questions about anything we talk about during this episode or any others, please do drop it down in the comments and I will gladly answer as, well, best I can. So first thing we have found is this weird looking creature over here. Now this is the spiny whip, which is a weird little creature, very reminiscent of sea anemones, which we of course have on Earth. Now on Earth, sea anemones are basically marine organisms, although they can survive a little bit out of the water. As we can see here, however, they have their bases in the water, but the rest of the plant is actually outside of the water. But unlike the sea anemone, this is actually a plant, not an animal. And it seems to be more closely related to liverworts, which are non-vascular plants similar to mosses, but not quite mosses, that we have on Earth. They're just much larger than the liverworts we have alive on Earth today. Now these weird finger-like projections, in sea anemones they would be to catch prey. These tentacles, however, are actually new plants, and it seems that this plant builds up methane gas in this bulb over here, and in the little bowl section at the bottom here you can have a whole bunch of water collecting, and the Hunter's Guide says that birds and so often drink water there and bathe there. But these little buds here are actually new plants that, as methane gas builds up in this cup over here, it can actually result in a bit of an explosion, shooting these fingers everywhere. So at some point one of these fingers would have landed over here and started growing a new plant. These plants don't actually produce any flowers whatsoever, only capable of reproducing asexually with budding, or basically like these little tentacles exploding all over the place. So a tentacle landed here, a tentacle landed there, and formed a new spiny whip. Another tentacle could have shot all the way up to here. This is relatively long distance dispersal. Not very long distance, but relatively long distance dispersal. So with that explosion of methane gas, it does result in the young ones potentially going in quite a wide radius, but at the same time also potentially dispersing right next to where the parent actually is. And there are some cases where you do want your offspring right there where you actually are growing, because this is a perfect environment for it to actually grow. It has managed to grow up to the point where it was able to reproduce, so why wouldn't it want some of its offspring growing around it? Not all of the offspring, because then they would be competing with it for resources, but some of it is a good strategy. Anyway, enough about this spiny whip. You can see another cluster over here. The fact that they don't use long distance dispersal of their seeds with the use of birds or mammals or things like that basically results in them forming these clumps very often, as little tentacles actually ended up in the area around the original mother plant. I'm just wondering, can we harvest it? Because it does say that you can eat it as food. However, we don't seem to be able to have the option to harvest from it. But the Navi apparently do eat those little tentacles. Ooh, that's a cool little creature. A moon scarab. Huh. I'm sure we will have a good look at them as well at some point. It seems that they are flying around when it is dusk, so round about sunset. Let's just see. Yeah, we're heading in the wrong direction. Yeah, we should actually be heading that way. Oh no. Oh well. I guess I die. Or not. Okay, apparently the pool is deep enough. Well, that's one way to get down from up there. Not the best strategy to use, but it is a strategy nonetheless. If it's stupid but it works, it's not stupid. What have we got there? Those appear to be... predators, possibly? Okay, we're just going to harvest. Let's see. We can harvest in this direction. And voila. Okay, unfortunately we harvested it in the rain, so it's not perfect. But we got something, some forest seaweed bust. Bust refers to a fiber. A bust fiber is the inner bark fiber that you can find in a variety of trees, for example, a variety of plants. Okay, so there we've got forest seaweed. We've got a whole bunch of hammerhead titanotheres. Okay, we're not going to be messing with them at all. They are way too big and dangerous for us to go mess around with. However, we can harvest some more bast fiber over here. And I think, yeah, there we go. We got it. So if we are in fact harvesting the bast fiber, that means that that should be something we can use in crafting, and it does appear to be so. And there it says, bast is a tough, flexible fiber gathered from the inner bark of various plant species, most notably Pandoran water plants. And it does say here that the Na'vi use the coarse bast fibers to weave into strings, ropes, and harder textiles. And that is an incredibly useful skill to have. I mean, I myself have been able to make rope from some bast fibers of plants here in South Africa. You just need to know which plants give you the best fibers to use. Some of them are incredibly strong, others not so much. But if you're looking for a garden plant that has some amazing bast fibers to use, if you have a wisteria, a blue rain in your garden, that does yield amazing bast fibers for you to use. We've got mist bloom over here, I do believe. Yeah, that makes me run faster. We're back here with the Dopperfet. There we go. Now, if we're looking here at Dopperfet here, it should have the scientific name here somewhere. No, doesn't seem to be. The scientific name, the genus thereof, is something to do with an aloe something, succulentus, referring to succulent, and aloe comes from the fact that this looks like an aloe that you find on Earth. Now, these Dopperfet over here will be incredibly useful for us to have when we go into the firefight in a moment. Because, as we saw in the first episode, Solek used it to actually heal himself as well. So we are going to also do that when the time comes. What are these? No, we can't harvest them. A whole bunch of fungi you can see here sprouting from the tree. Not sure whether this... No, the plant is still alive. This may just be a parasitic type of fungi, which actually is decomposing either dead wood that is present here, or it is breaking down the living tissue of this plant. What have we got here? This is crimson mushroom, which is a nice cooking ingredient. Now, we're not going to be harvesting this at night. We are just going to harvest it now because we need some food. Oh, it is nighttime. Okay, so that was a great one. Great time to harvest it. Very reminiscent of morels, which is a type of fungus we have on Earth, which are apparently amazing to eat. And if you ever get a chance to eat morels, oh, yeah, I would be slightly jealous of you. And then right over there, we have Sturmbeests, which is like a wildebeest slash buffalo slash I don't know what, all rolled into one. Interesting to note that all the animals we have here are hexapods. They've got 6 legs, rather than the Earth's 4 legs. So, yeah, this is very, very interesting. They're all hexapods. In fact, there is a little creature called the hexapede, but these are all hexapods. They all have 6 legs. And you can see there, interestingly enough, it appears to have what we call a spiracle, which is an air opening. An opening to allow air into the lungs. And this, I believe, is the weak spot of the Sturmbeest. Now, we will eventually be taking down some Sturmbeests, but for now, we're just going to leave them in peace. Typical hooved ungulates does appear to have 4 hooves, which means that it is an even-toed ungulate, similar to cattle and wildebeest that we have on Earth as well. Now, they are herd creatures, and the reason they are herd creatures is to, of course, be a form of defense, where you've got more eyes to look out for danger. Which direction are we? We need to go that way. More eyes to look out for danger, greater chance you're actually going to spot predators then, and in the case of many of these species, a greater chance that you're going to be able to defend yourself against things that are trying to attack you. Now, when they spook, they can, of course, be incredibly dangerous, kind of just running straight ahead away from the perceived danger. And if you happen to be in the path, then, well, good luck. There's a few tons coming your way.
A few minutes later.
Aha, now.
I'm near the drill site.
Found it.
The ground here, it's...
Every time the RDA sets up somewhere, it's the same thing. Their equipment pollutes everything around it. Everything. But hey, Pandora is strong. Shut down those drills and the land will recover. One sec, I'll check the schematics.
You have those?
Being ex-RDA's gotta have some benefits, right? I'm kidding. Yeah, they're not fun people. Looks like we've got 2 things here. The cooling unit on the drill and a generator. Probably at the edge of their site.
What about the RDA?
Well, you can probably shut down the site without engaging them, if you want.
Well, we're going to be removing as much of the RDA as we possibly can from this planet, so in that case, we are going to engage them. I think we're close enough. And there goes the one. Guerrilla tactics. That's what we're going to be doing. One more mech left and a bunch of teeny weeny humans, which are no match for arrows the size of javelins. And there goes another mech. And another human. And another one. Ah, there's one behind me. Not for long. Reinforcements have arrived. More targets. Well, okay. That didn't go quite as I had hoped. Don't go in guns blazing, guys. And here we go again. Oh man, the RDA has really been polluting this area. It'll be great to get rid of their operations here. Yes, we're right here. Oh, that's gotta hurt. And that's the last, I think. I believe I need to do something up here. There we go. This thing is down. Destroy the generator. Okay. We're going to go for a big, nice boom. Yay! I'm gonna hazard a guess and say I need to blow this up as well. And that's a yes. Okay.
The emergency vent should open up high on the drill. When it opens, fire at it. Fire and fire. Sorry.
And there we go. Perfect. Ah, marvelous. It's so great to see the world returning to the way it's supposed to be. There's some hexapedes walking around. Oh, this is marvelous.
Explosion from here. Air quality's improving already.
Ah, that's marvelous. Okay, now we should be able to harvest a few things soon from this area.
Can you hear me? I'm out with the others. We
Hello,
heard
Taylan.
that bang. Is everything okay?
I shut down the drills. We should be RDA free for a while.
Well, we found something.
Ooh.
Like a big flower. The others are excited, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Will you come look?
Taylan, you're never sure about anything, but I will come. Oh, what I do see are fan lizards. Oh, marvelous. So the fan lizard, probably one of the most famous creatures on Pandora. If we just spin at the right frequency, it almost looks, we can almost get it to stand still. But the fan lizard, as you can see here, is twirling around, kind of flying, but not really very good at it. I mean, I'm getting dizzy just looking at it, so I'm just gonna not look at it anymore. But there are 3 of them whirling around here. So when in rest, they are extremely well camouflaged. They look like sticks, and they depend on camouflage for their survival. But even the most well camouflaged creature will be spotted at some point in its life. And the fan lizards over here have this amazing / weird ability to unfurl these wings, basically. I'm not sure whether it's extensions of the ribs. Let's have a look. It just says that it's a spine-like structure. Now on Earth, we have the flying lizards, which basically have their ribs that extend, and between their ribs they've got a little membrane that allows them not to fly, but to glide. To some extent, this is more like powered flight rather than actual just gliding. Now, the reason this actually works, and it won't work on Earth, is because the gravity on Pandora is less than on Earth. So it's easier to become airborne. Additionally, the air, the atmosphere is also very dense. And as a result, when these little guys, these fan lizards, unfurl these spine-like structures, the wings, the twirling thereof results in lift. And they're able to then fly around like this for quite a bit. On Earth, this won't work, but we have got the flying lizard, and we've got the flying snake, both of those have got ribs that kind of extend. In the case of the flying snake, they just kind of flatten themselves a little bit more, and they're falling with a little bit of style. With the flying lizard, it's more long distance gliding that they're able to do. My dad has seen a flying lizard, I have not, but they do occur in Borneo and places like those. But yeah, really, really amazing to see these little guys. And again, as with most of the creatures you can see here, bioluminescent, producing some light. Oh wow, look at these orchids. So we saw the orchids in the previous episode as well, but at night they look completely different. With the bioluminescence, the coloration is extremely, well, vivid. It's more pink, and I believe it was more orange in color earlier in the previous episode. So the thing is, it's most likely attracting a different pollinator now at night than it was attracting during daytime. And here you can see the fan lizards kind of twirling around, their bodies just kind of dangling under their little wings as they whirl around. I wouldn't say this is the best defense mechanism. Anything that can fly after them swiftly will still be able to catch them, but I guess it is better than nothing and just accepting your fate. Oh, this is interesting. What are these? Cat ear plants. Musical plant that usually grows in clusters and rotates towards creatures that approach it. Are you going to rotate? Oh, you are! Oh, wow! Look at that! Wow. That's so cool. It's the small things in the game that just make it extra realistic. The developers have definitely gone above and beyond what I anticipated. Wow. Just wow. Like at night, this game just becomes even more alive. So this would be some kind of bracket fungus, most likely. I don't think we can actually find out its name. No, we can't inspect it. But this would be the fruiting body of some kind of bracket fungi. And I suspect a lot of the tiny little glowy things we can see, not the fan lizards we can see, but a lot of the other small little specks would be spores of this little, these polypores here. We also do have, oh, we can barely see it, there's a fan lizard, but there are also some wood sprites right over there, the seeds of that mother tree you have in the original Avatar movie. That's cool. Look like little jellyfish floating around in the air. Here we go, here's another one, right over here. Oh, and it just kind of vanished. It's like, nope, I'm noping out of here. So, wood sprites they are called, and a lot of plants will use these airborne seeds to disperse from one area to another, but the wood sprite here, they are able to actually maneuver and decide where they want to go, unlike the plants that we have on Earth. They, of course, can't go around deciding where to move and move like in a jellyfish fashion. I hear you guys. Where are you?
Up here.
The Sarentu ground. Sarentu, of course, the clan that we belong to, the tribe.
The flower that opens only for the Sarentu to connect
Nice.
to Ewa after so many years.
Ewa, I've dreamed of this. Do you think we should do this? This doesn't look right.
You've never seen one before. Pandora isn't made of metal and wires.
Yeah, but do you think maybe it's poisonous or something? That color. I'm sure that color means poison.
Ewa would not harm us.
Mercer warned me about Ewa.
We'll connect together, okay? At the same time.
Let's do this. Let's connect to Ewa. Okay, here we go.
But what is this? The mark I myself made? Do you know me, child?
No, I do not.
I am Entu, Ancestor. Indeed, the first of our clan. We Sarentu wander Pandora, weaving together the clans with stories. You are new, are you not, to this world? Come to the Tarsu, child, when you need the wisdom of the ancestors, and you will thrive. But first, you must learn to survive. The first time you look upon Pandora is like the first time I looked upon the sea. I saw a vast, single thing, never still, always moving. But you can ride it to faraway places, or you can drown within it. To survive on Pandora, you must learn to move like the waves, to leap and to ride, to flow with the same energy. Take this gift of flow, child, and live.
Thank you, N2. And let's have a look here. I now have a double jump, basically. And that is going to be nice to have as well. So these trees that we connect to, these plants we connect to, will allow us to gain certain skills. And the air boost one is the first one we are getting. And there are a whole bunch of other ones, as you can see, that we will learn as we go along in the game. Alrighty, we also have learned 2 skill points, which we will, of course, spend. Okay, and I'm going to go for Shadow Hunter, which when crouching you are harder to detect and your speed is increased. So I foresee myself doing quite a lot of crouching and sneaky. I'm also going to go for Vitality 1 with my base health increased by 30%, which I think is also going to be very useful.
Hey, everything okay out there? I got something to show you. Something extremely cool. Well, I think it's cool. No, you'll think it's cool too. You know, whenever you get a chance to come see. Like, whenever's fine.
I'm on my way back to HQ. See you soon.
Yes!
Okay, so we can now fast travel. Marvelous. Okay, so here we are, and I think this is probably a good spot to end today's episode. So thank you very much everyone for joining me on our little adventure over here. Hope you learned something new. We will be delving into quite a few more things again next time, which will be tomorrow. There's another episode coming out tomorrow, so join me then. And if you have any questions about any of the plants or animals we see, or have seen, or will still see, or anything whatsoever about nature, please do feel free to pop it down into the comments, and I will gladly answer as best I can. So until tomorrow then, everybody, stay safe. I'll see you all soon. Bye!